Hey friends, we just finished the water pump job on our Chevy Astro 98, and according to the mechanic it had a leak in it, and instead of spending $700 on a mechanic to do the work, we decided to do it ourselves. The water pump itself looks like this. Check out the step-by-steps.
Okay, rolling.
To get started, check out the description below for all the tools and supplies you'll need. First, make sure your engine is cool, then disconnect the negative battery with an 8mm wrench. Undo the clip above the air filter. Open the cover and gently remove the filter. Then use a flathead screwdriver to loosen the clamp. Now wiggle out the bottom and top sides of the cover. Now you'll have access to the fan cover. With a flashlight, locate the 4 lower bolts. Remove them by attaching extensioners to your 10mm socket. Then locate the 3 upper bolts and remove them with a 10mm socket as well. Now the fan cover is loosened, and if you angle it, it should be fairly easy to muscle it out.
Okay, yes. Oh my gosh.
With the flashlight, you can now locate the large bolt that holds the fan in place. The tool we found to wedge and hold the pulley in place while loosening the fan bolt is a part that comes with the Astro flat tire jack kit. Use an extra large crescent wrench to impact the bolt with a hammer. Once the fan bolt is loosened, turn the fan counterclockwise until it comes free. Here's a better view at how the tire jack tool is wedged. Loosen the tensioner with a 3/8 inch drive, and a pipe can help with the leverage when you're breaking the tension. Now you should be able to remove the belt. Remove the idler pulley with a 13mm socket. Next, use the jack flat to keep the pulley in place as you remove the 4 bolts with a 10mm. Voila! Now we can finally see that rusty, leaky water pump. For the next part, put a pan under the engine to catch any oil or liquids. Now remove the bypass hose, heater hose, and lower radiator hose. With pliers and needle nose vice grip. Make sure to catch all the liquids.
Finally, remove the 4 bolts from the water pump using a 15mm and be sure to record the sequence which you pulled them out in.
Woo! Look at that rusted thing. To prepare for the new water pump, it's important to clean the gaskets really well of any adhesive and gunk left behind. For this, we used a wire brush and scraper. Make sure to inspect your new water pump and see that it's the same size as the previous one. Ain't she purty? Make sure to use auto gasket seal that is waterproof and high temperature resistant. Next, apply a thin layer of seal to your new gaskets and adhere to the engine block. After the gaskets have dried, you can start to apply another thin layer of seal to the new water pump. Line up the first and second bolts in place on the new water pump, then push it in and hand tighten. Hand tighten the remaining 2 bolts in the same locations they were removed from. The new pump in its housing. If you've never used a torque wrench before, watch a quick YouTube tutorial because it's really important to torque the bolts to the exact specifications. For our specific Astro make, we were to torque all the bolts in a diagonal pattern, first at 15 foot-pounds, then at 33 foot-pounds with a 14mm socket. There it is. While reconnecting the 3 hoses, make sure that the clamp gets tightened into the same standing indentations. Next, torque the idler pulley bolt to 37 foot-pounds. After wiping clean the inside of the pump pulley, torque the 4 bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Refer to the accessory belt diagram to properly weave the drive belt back into place. Next, torque the water pump pulley bolts to 33 foot-pounds. Reattach the fan by threading it clockwise. Tighten the fan bolt with a hammer and large crescent wrench. Refasten the fan cover, the lower 4 bolts and the upper 3. Place the airbox bottom and filter in place, followed by the lid. Remember to clamp down the air tube and reattach the clip. Fill the coolant system and reattach the negative battery cable. Finally, cross your fingers and run the van with the heat on high. Also, check under the van that there are no liquids leaking. Congratulations! Have a mechanic check your work and have fun on the road. You guys are our cheerleaders.
Crank that wrench. What about the thermostat? Is the thermostat
I want
coming
to
today?
know if it's going to be all right. Is it going to be okay?
Are you guys going to be cool with your new water pump, yo?